Millions of people carry a blueprint for a better life in their hearts. They dream of financial freedom or a successful business, but the vast majority of those dreams die before they ever begin. This happens because of a psychological trap, the perfect moment fallacy. It is the illusion that starting requires a windfall of cash, a flawless business plan, or a specific set of circumstances that haven't arrived yet. Take James. At 28 years old, he worked at a small factory, earning just enough to survive. He was hardworking and ambitious, but his life was stuck in a repetitive loop of manual labor and low wages. This chart shows the mathematical reality of his month. His factory paycheck is instantly depleted by rent, food, and bills. By the time he pays the basic costs of survival, the savings bucket at the end of the loop is empty. For James, traditional investment wasn't an option. James represents the universal trap. He worked until he was exhausted, but he remained paralyzed by the assumption that progress required a massive, perfectly funded leap. The shift began on his walk home from the factory. He noticed an old man selling fresh juice from a small roadside cart. The man was poor, but his modest business was surrounded by customers and supported his entire family. Watching this cart shattered a psychological barrier for James. He realized a viable business doesn't require a corporate office or a massive launch. It just needs to provide something people want to buy. But when he decided to try for himself, fear hit him immediately. He had no business experience, and his entire life savings amounted to just $200. The central challenge was clear. Could an inexperienced worker with only $200 systematically dismantle these fears and build a sustainable company? Most people wait for a genius idea, a revolutionary product that has never existed. This myth often prevents people from looking at the simple problems right in front of them. James simply observed the morning commute in his neighborhood. As this matrix shows, commuters had a binary choice. Street food was cheap but unhealthy. High-end shops were healthy but too expensive. This left a gap for something healthy, affordable, and quick. He filled this gap with his mother's recipe for oat energy bars. He didn't need to reinvent the wheel. He just needed to provide a better option for the people walking to the train. To test this, he used the concept of a minimum viable product. An MVP is the most basic version of a product that allows a person to start testing the market without a major financial risk. James spent his $200 on bulk oats, honey, and simple packaging. He kept his factory job to ensure he could still pay rent, but he spent his late nights in his small kitchen producing a first batch of just 50 bars. This proves that an enterprise begins by deploying limited resources directly into an observed gap, rather than waiting for outside funding. The reality of his first 2 weeks was brutal. James went door to door to local shops before his factory shift, but most owners ignored him or rejected the product without tasting it. The breakthrough came from a single coffee shop owner who agreed to stock 20 bars as a trial. Within 3 days, every bar sold. James now had proof that his product worked in the real world. Success brought immediate operational chaos. His simple packaging tore, ingredients ran out, and he once lost an entire batch due to a simple recipe error. In business, this is friction tuition. These lost materials weren't failures. They were the mandatory cost of a real-world education that no classroom could provide. By working through these mistakes, James learned how to manage inventory, negotiate prices with suppliers, and maintain strict quality control. These optimizations allowed him to scale up. That first shop ordered 50 more units, and soon he was supplying 15 different locations across the neighborhood. Early failure is a necessary part of the iteration cycle. It is the mechanism that turns raw effort into a refined, scalable system. After 6 months, James reached a financial tipping point. As this graph shows, his business profits rose until they intersected and matched his full-time factory salary. To grow further, he had to solve his production bottleneck. He quit his job, rented a small production space, and hired 2 helpers. This professional setup allowed him to fix the spoilage and packaging issues that had limited his kitchen-based operation. With increased capacity and better equipment, he could finally meet the citywide demand. By the 1-year mark, James was supplying his bars to over 100 locations. This level of growth was possible because of the gritty, highly constrained friction of the initial $200 experiment. Today, James owns a successful business with 15 employees. While the financial success is significant, the most durable asset he built was his own transformation. He gained the psychological confidence and empirical knowledge that only comes from the act of starting. He now passes this model to others trapped in poverty, teaching them that they already have what they need to begin. Action is the only thing that separates a dream from a reality. James began with what he had, while others stayed frozen, waiting for a perfect moment that never arrives. Your journey begins the moment you take that first step.